today is quite a bit different than your typical tool review. Well, we're still reviewing a tool per se, but not really. It's more about the value of when is it time to actually buy something in bulk, like brake cleaner, and when do you stick with just buying the aerosol can. So we just switched recently to using a, what they call a spot sprayer or a pressurized sprayer, where we can actually pump this full of air, pour the brake cleaner in, well, pour the brake cleaner in at first, pump it full of air, and then you can spray your brake cleaner. Again, you get a little more volume in this sprayer as well, and you can reuse it. So when does it make sense to actually step up to buying this in bulk, whether it be in a gallon or 5 gallons or what have you? Now, if you're like me, typically every time you go to the parts store, you go to Walmart, or you go wherever and you pass by and you see brake cleaner on sale, you grab a handful of them. Typically, this runs somewhere between $2.50 and $3. Now, if you're buying the CRC Brake Clean, you're going to pay probably close to double that, if not more. 3M has one as well. I think they're like $9 a can. So depending on what brand you're buying, let's just talk $2.50. So usually on O'Reilly, you can catch them on sale and catch them for, like I said, right at a $2.50. Every once in a while, you might even catch them for $2. Again, even at Walmart, most of the time Walmart's brands, they're usually out. The shelf is usually empty. Anyway, I'm sure you're like me. You're typically buying a lot of this stuff, and then you still get back to the shop and you think, oh yeah, I just bought 3 cans, and realize your last can is empty. So does it make sense to step up in volume? Well, let's actually take a look at it. $2.50 a can, 14 ounces. This is 5 gallons, runs, this actual model number is 2435 or 2415. This is the 2415. This runs like $72 for 5 gallons. You can actually get their, I think it's the 2415, I say model, the Johnson's brake cleaner. It runs like $63, so you can save like $9 and buy it at O'Reilly. Again, so $63 for the 2435, or for this 2415 runs about $72. Now, when you look at that per ounce, this is going to run you about 18 cents per ounce. This is going to run you about 11 cents per ounce. Now, you're getting 640 ounces in 5 gallons, because if you look at ounces, you get 32 ounces in a quart, 4 quarts to a gallon, that's 128 ounces. And then 5 gallons, so 5 times 128 is going to be 640. So you're getting 640 ounces in a 5-gallon container. So again, you're saving money per ounce, but does it make sense, again, to step up to that? Because that's equal to about 45 cans as far as fluid goes. But here's the big kicker. Now, we could easily do that math and go, oh, that makes sense. But are you actually getting 14 ounces in a can? And you know, how much savings are you getting? And you really don't know until you know how much is in this can. Because if you look at these cans, it says 14 ounces, but it says net weight 14 ounces. As you know, we have a weight measure that's an ounce. We also have a fluid measure that is an ounce. Typically when you buy drinks, it will say 16 fluid ounces, 32 fluid ounces, or FL. This says weight, so this is measuring weight. Now, if you measure this can, it's a little over a pound. And with it saying net weight, that should be the weight of the internal contents. But again, as you know, spraying spray paint, spraying brake cleaner, are you getting everything out of that can? Well, let's quickly empty a can. Don't worry, we'll speed this up and we'll cue the Jeopardy music. Well, probably not, because Jeopardy would probably want some type of commission on that, so, or royalty, I guess would be the term. So anyway, let's take a can, brand new can, just bought it at O'Reilly. Cue the music. There's a waste. Had to fix that. We don't want any spraying out. There we go. Get into a hole. Okay, so I'm satisfied. We got, I'm going to call that 14 ounces, no problem at all. So we did get 14 fluid ounces out of this can. Pretty impressed by that. I really didn't think we would get that. I thought there would be something, something left in the can, which it emptied it pretty well. Also thought that maybe there wasn't a full 14 ounces in there. But you see we spilled a little and still looks like we came out to right at 14 ounces because it's right in between the 12 and the 16 ounce. So we get 14 ounces per can. So now we can look at it and say, okay, take $2.50, divide by 14 ounces. That gives us 18 cents a can or an ounce. So you're paying 18 cents an ounce for this. You're paying 11 cents an ounce for this, or if you get the cheaper one, it's 10 cents an ounce. Now, you can also buy this per gallon. You can't buy the Johnson's per gallon. You can buy the Brake Clean per gallon. You buy it at O'Reilly's or Advanced or something like that, it's going to be pretty expensive. But on Amazon, I think you can get it for like one of the Brake Cleans. I think the 50 state legal you can get for like $23 a gallon. But the original version is going to run you about $36 per gallon. So quite a bit difference there. So that puts one of the one for $23, that puts it at about 18 cents an ounce, which is the same as what you'd buy a can for. And then the more expensive one is going to run 29 cents an ounce. So really doesn't make sense to buy it at a gallon because you're paying basically the same price, unless it's purely a convenience thing, and that totally makes sense. And it is quite easy to fill these, by the way. If you don't have one of these, first what you want to do, you can pull this cap off here, and then we want to bleed the air pressure. So once you bleed the air pressure, take this off, put your funnel in, I know you think I'm pouring that wrong, but I'm not. Then you put your Brake Clean in. Put your cap back on. By the way, there's a tip for you on how I poured that. Most people want to pour spout first, but that's not how you do it. You have more air in here, and then when you got to pour out of the top side, you're going to get a better pour, and it's not going to spill everywhere. So now we want to pressurize it, which, by the way, I think this thing will take like 200 foot-pounds, like 200 pounds of force. We're not going to put near that on it. Yeah, 200 pounds, but put 90 pounds in it and be happy with it. And then you're going to get a nice spray here. So you get a nice spray, and by the way, you can drill these tips out if you want more of a stream or what have you, but it just works out really, really well, and you get a lot of volume there. So does it make sense for you? Well, this runs about, this one right here ran like I think $28, $29 on Amazon, and then you're looking at $72 here. So you're right at $100, $101 for both of these two. Now at the same time, that's 45 cans that you're getting in here, and to spend $100, you're gonna buy like right at 40 cans. So if you buy 40 cans at $2.50, that's $100. So there's your math as to, does it make sense to step up to something like this? Well, again, convenience factor, that may do it alone for you. But if you're buying a lot of these cans, it will add up rather quickly, especially if you have a shop where you're using it a lot. And by all means, just the fact of me knowing that, hey, I've got brake cleaner, I don't have to worry about it, that's a huge thing to me, that I don't ever have to worry about whether or not I have these aerosol cans, and then running to the bottom of them is always a pain as well. Okay, so there you go. Buying 5 gallons is worth 45 cans. Gonna run you about, again, $72, and if you have to buy a sprayer, $30, but if you already got a sprayer, then you're looking at $70 to buy this, so a lot cheaper than buying these every time you walk in the door and trying to find them on sale. And let's face it, when they're on sale, they tend to disappear rather quickly. There you have it. Let us know if you like this or not. Give us a thumbs up if you do. If you don't, by all means, give us a thumbs down, but would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day. Keep smiling. Let's hope this ends better than most other times the guy walks in the room putting rubber gloves on. Anyway.